Greetings, beings. Reverend Jacob Martinez here, Crystal Haiku Guy and father of Trimes from www.artoflove.me. I'm back with your October readings. Thank God we survived Mercury retrograde. Wasn't that a hell of an eclipse too? Oh my goodness. Look, this is an M for Mature Audiences only channel. If you are not somebody that's comfortable with raw messages or being raw in your own life, probably not your guide too. Just put it out there. I will most definitely misgender probably 50% or more of you. My apologies. It's difficult to do for a large audience, and energies can flip-flop. I'm not going to be the guy to tell you how to interpret your own gender, so please feel free to assign whichever gender makes most sense, knowing that stories can flip-flop, and so can energies. Check your sun, your moon, your rising, and any other planetary influences of importance to you. You don't have to watch the beginnings of any of my videos. They tend to go a little bit long. I do 4 videos breaking them down by tribal elements. There are going to be 3 chapters for each element. If you just go under the video, into the description box, click show more, and you'll see your chapters delineated for you. Just click ahead if you like. Alright, now that I said that, for those of you that do like hearing this stuff, I have to tell you, I might have to expand my space soon. I'm looking at maybe doing a move here when I can. I'm just like got some things on the radar, a lot of changes going on, and when I was just cleaning the space here, I hadn't even touched my cards yet, okay, and I just started getting like so many messages, tons and tons and tons and tons of messages, and I don't want to say it stressed me out, but what has been kind of triggering me is that I feel like if I don't know what to do with all of this, that it's kind of like I'm not doing my job, right? So this is my service to others. I take it pretty seriously, and I clean myself a certain way to be able to do this work. And so I want to thank you for allowing me to be your witness and for connecting with me in a way that allows me to be so flooded with these messages before I even touch my decks. And I'm just going to let you know that I'm in the process of figuring out how I can maybe adjust my format and do it in a way where maybe I can figure out how to articulate those messages in a way that makes more sense for this audience, since I'm getting so many of them, and I want to be a good steward of the gifts that I've been given. So thank you for allowing me to be your witness. And on that thread too, I just have to thank you for being a kind mirror to me. When I started this channel just like a handful of months ago, it was like May when I first started, this was just my service to others. I didn't even start offering personal readings until like last month, because I've been really busy with my other job, my work that I do. I do shamanic style healing energy work here and some other things. I produce content of different kinds, and I have another business as well. But when you make an appointment with me, let's say, for a reading, and you go to my website, artoflove.me, my payment processor is a company called Stripe, and so you actually, put your credit card, and then it, saves the spot in my calendar. I get those messages like 2-3 different ways because of how they text me, and where I've set up my donations with a special PayPal link that's linked here on my YouTube and also on my website, I haven't been getting the notifications. I guess that's maybe like a Mercury retrograde thing. I don't know, but I was just in my PayPal account because I was paying for a reading from a reader here on YouTube who I really care about a lot, and I love her messages, and she uses PayPal. And so when I was going to pay for my reading with her, I looked in my PayPal account, and there was all this money that I didn't know had come in, and it was money from you all. And so, wow, what a surprise for me. And it just was an awesome kind of thing, and I didn't realize like how abundant I'd become behind the scenes just by the TLC and just, the reciprocal actions that others have taken to show me that they value what I've been contributing. So thank you for being that mirror to me, and I appreciate you. And I will just let you know that you might not know this about me. I do things a very specific way. I've groomed myself a very specific way, and the way that I seed my life and the things, everything that comes to me, tends to have a ripple effect follow it of supernatural luck. And I'm just going to tell you that for those of you who have chosen to seed my work here, my ministry, my life, my needs, I've planted those seeds for you. And so may my cosmic blessings ripple into your life in ways that astound you. Thank you for being a witness for me. I break these readings down using 5 different decks of cards. For your challenge style energy, I'm going to be using Carolyn Mace's archetype deck. It's going to give us a light and shadow attribute. For your physical and material sector, we are going to be looking with the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. For the mental realm, I look with the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. For the personal, sometimes romantic sector, we use Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle deck, and I like to seal everything up with some practical advice from Archangel Michael and a prayer. So that's what you'll be getting from me. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you on the inside of your videos. Greetings, Fire Tribes. How you doing? It's October. Gonna go ahead and start shuffling for you all, and if you're new to my channel, I deal all 5 decks, backs up for all 3 signs, and I don't flip them until it gets to the sign. And I'm just gonna put the mic down unless I have something to say, like a card pops out or I get a message. So if you don't want to watch all this, just go under the video and click on your chapter, because they're all hyperlinked. Alright. Since y'all been partying hard, I'm here, and be careful with that. Actually, I'm just got a flash of the Empress, and I guess that's the Hermit. He looked reversed. Okay, and I just heard something. Okay, wow, about risky behavior, and about an infidelity, third-party situation. Someone got knocked up, there's a bun in the oven, and it came out. And I'm just hearing be careful. Some of y'all might be dealing with some addiction stuff right now, and actually just being reminded of, I think the codependent card came up with Gemini. I don't know, maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, maybe you have some Gemini in your chart. Might have nothing to do with it, but I was just pinged on that because I just finished the Air Tribe videos. But yeah, Hedonist. This says, this is the Carolyn Mace archetype deck. It says, light attributes inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates beauty in yourself. And then it says, shadow attributes pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. And yeah, I mean, they're showing me that like somebody might have had like an addictive issue, and it led them down a path where there was an infidelity, and I think that maybe like a baby was conceived, and they're saying that even if that's not your story, that a lot of people are dealing with some like risky behavior tendencies right now, and I'm hearing it was a lot of repression, and they said it had something to do with like what Mercury retrograde brought to the surface, and I think that's like why I'm seeing that Hermit reversed for some of y'all. It's like literally something that was in the dark or that was like maybe hidden in private is like now being exposed for some reason or another. I'm hearing a song too. Uncertainty excites me, baby. Who knows what's gonna happen? Later your car crash, or you join a cult. Probably, maybe, possibly love, he said. Probably, maybe. It's called Possibly Maybe. It's by Bjork, and they said that's gonna resonate for some of y'all. It's I'm hearing it's like a borderline issue for somebody, but for some of y'all, it's actually just feeling kind of like insane because you're in love, and so your hedonism is maybe like a healthy thing, and they're saying that you're gonna know if it's like a safe way that you're embarking on that, and just to be cognizant of how you're engaging that energy if it's pulling on you pretty strong, because hedonist is a pretty strong pull. So I'm going to finish shuffling. Might have been a klutz move, can't tell. But one way or the other, 3 cards like from the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck landed in front of me, and they're all facing. So I'm just going to hold them up the way they landed. This is how they're looking at me. That's the 8 of Wands upright. It was on top of the 7 of Wands reversed. 5 of Wands reversed. I actually like that 5 of Wands reversed, and sorry, 5 of Swords reversed. You know who else got that? Actually, I think this card, yeah, it's not cataloged on here. This card flipped over while I was shuffling for the air tribes. So you might be dealing with an air sign person, is what I'm being told. Like, oh wow, I didn't even see this. There were 4 of them. That was on top of this. So okay, this is on the bottom. 5 of Swords reversed. This was on top of it. 7 of Swords, Liar, Cheat, of Thief. this was upside down, 7 of Wands reversed, and then this was on the very top. This is 8 of Wands upright. And so what it's looking like to me is that somebody is like apologizing for some bullshit quickly. In some cases, I'm hearing some of y'all have an apology coming, or somebody, maybe some of y'all are making an apology, but I'm hearing that you realize that it was some major bullshit and you needed to come clean. And yeah, interesting. I'm gonna finish shuffling. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we're gonna go Sagittarius, Leo. These landed just like this. Shuffling the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. It's what I use for the mental realm. And third eye chakra. They're saying that you know that you're about to step into something better here. And that right there is the bullshit that you just transcended. And I said part of it is because you had something to admit to yourself. It's like, it took you a while to get there, but it's actually really good. You did a good job. Third eye chakra. So, it's also just a call to action. So if this is hitting your funny bone here, they're saying that now is a really good time to, you know, focus on this type of color. So sort of like an indigo hue. It's your 5th chakra right here. Also, like, focus on, like, cleaning up your diet, because I'm hearing iodine will be good for somebody, but, you know, it's about clearing up your pineal gland, and they're just saying that, like, you learned so much stuff from this that happened. I'm hearing that was a lot of y'all actually falling down, like, conflict and defeat, 5. This 5 right here is actually the 5 of Swords if you were looking in like a more traditional deck, like your Rider-Waite-Smith. But they're saying that it's like whatever you learned, it's like time to like clean up some acts is what I'm hearing. Because if this hasn't already happened for you yet, they're saying if you do kind of clean yourself off from like whatever that was going on there, that this is like what's ahead of you. So, you know, have a little hope if you're dealing with like a shit situation, because I'm hearing some of y'all maybe are like still going through that part about it. So go easy on yourself and focus on your third eye. And for those of y'all who are like really doing like actively working on your mediumship and stuff, I mean, they're saying you like you've come a long way, baby, is what I'm hearing. So congratulations, good for you. And you know, if that third eye is opening, that's awesome. Hallelujah. That's some good shit. Enjoy it. Gonna finish shuffling. Okay, so I was getting like some images. I hope I'm like hearing it right. But they were showing me the archetype of prostitute. Not like in a really, I mean, true sense of like calling somebody an actual prostitute. And if you are, I'm certainly not, you know, saying anything negative about that. Or making any sort of judgment calls on anybody. I'm just speaking to the fact that I saw the archetype card. It's actually a card from this deck that I use for the sort of like the challenge energy of, you know, the next couple weeks. And it's they were showing me basically like somebody coming clean about an arrangement is what I heard. It's about an arrangement, and I heard devil's concubine. I don't know if that means anything to any of y'all, but that sounded dramatic. So I'm not trying to be all drama here, but I was just hearing that like somebody got into like an arrangement, and that it's like the truth came out about it, or it's coming out about it, and that somebody is really not happy about the confession that's coming forward because it's going to make them look bad, because like I don't know, it's like they had something to gain by others thinking that something was one way when it really wasn't. It was like a maneuver. And so I'm just hearing that for the person that's like gathering the courage to be open about whatever that is, that they're on the right path. Like I see your guides, and I don't know, maybe it has something to do, somebody else's guides in the air tribes, I'm not remembering who right now, was doing like a really happy thumbs up, like talking about an arrangement or paperwork or a signature or something that like needed to happen. And they were showing me the prostitute card, and so I don't know if that's like resonating for anybody, or if there was like that kind of exchange going on, or if it was just really about somebody feeling like they were whored in a situation to like make somebody else look good. And it's like they're like coming forward with the truth right now, but I'm hearing it was like they were like treating you like a puppet. And so I think I might have been getting your there's throat chakra stuff around this one. Yeah, they're saying you gotta speak your truth if that's you, and like, you know, you're gonna know if it's you or not. But I'm hearing that like some of y'all are just like afraid of like how it was gonna make you look because of like how the other person has looked so far. But I'm hearing the truth is gonna come out, and I keep seeing like somebody like pointing the way for you, and I'm being told that you might have like a friend or somebody that's in your life or something that's actually good with like lucky information, and they might have something to do with the number 7. And if they do, I'm hearing that that person might have good advice for you, and it might always not be like a direct thing that they say, but it's like something that they say illuminates your path somehow. So whatever, I don't know, that's just what I heard. But I'm being told that your path is being guided. You know, keep doing what you're doing, stand in your truth, even if you think that it makes you look badly. I'm being told that the truth is actually going to set somebody free. So you know, I'm praying for you, and if you're like going through something hectic and you need some help, try to reach out for help, you know, because like there's a lot of people that can help, and I'm being told that you probably actually have more help around you than you even realize, and that somebody might actually be like offering it to you. And so, you know, take it if it's yours and if you need it. And I'm just hearing that some of y'all have really learned to be very discerning in this process, because some of y'all got like kind of fucked over in a way is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody got severely fucked over, and I'm hearing that like the apology you never thought was coming actually might be forthcoming. And maybe that's what that series of cards that just like flew out with the Rider-Waite-Smith maybe had to do with. I don't know. I'm going to finish. Alright, I've dealt everything back, so all up, just a little bit more sage here, and we're gonna get rolling with Sagittarius. So, what's up, Sagittarius? Happy October to you. Flipping your cards. Alright, Sagittarius. Wow. I'm hearing y'all have been doing a lot of self-work. A lot of self-work. Wow. They say it's been like a really healing time, and some of y'all have been really doing a great job over the past couple of weeks there, Sag. You know, a lot of y'all have been going through something too, and they're saying y'all got in touch with some healing, and in the next couple of weeks you're like in a really good space. And actually some of y'all might be even taking on a new direction where, you know, you are yourself working on your own healing abilities to heal others. But really awesome card. Healer, light attributes. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. Shadow attributes. Taking advantage of those who need help. Failing to care for oneself. I'm hearing that that's like where a lot of y'all have come from, and maybe that's what I was seeing before. I don't know if you caught the messages before in the shuffle, but there was something along these lines that definitely showed up pretty strong for somebody. And it's interesting. I'm actually seeing that this has something, I mean, for some of y'all, it's really about love. And they're saying that, you know, it's the power of love that has really stirred this within you. And that, you know, that's actually what's been, you know, precipitating this forward into your life. And I was actually kind of seeing an image like this when I was shuffling for fire tribes. And I was seeing somebody like getting pregnant, like becoming pregnant, and I'm hearing for some of y'all that it was like sort of a miracle conception, and it's like, wow, like, I mean, and I don't know, maybe you're trying to get pregnant is the thing, but if you're not, I'm being told to like be careful, because like physical material realm here, this card for me is sometimes like a boner that's like out of control. Excuse the French. If you don't like my colorful way of depicting things, sometimes you might be on the wrong channel, but this is actually very phallic. And this is a physical material realm card here, Sagittarius. And that right there is your Ace of Wands. And, you know, this could just be you being like really passionate or, you know, something. But I'm being told that, you know, it might actually be a recommendation to, if you're not wanting to get pregnant, you know, take a precaution, because the energy is really like ripe, what I'm hearing for that. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, actually, you've been like calling that energy into like your womb space. And I'm hearing that, you know, the stars may have aligned in such a way where, you know, stuff's coming together. Romantic feelings showing up in the personal / romance sector. Doesn't have to be romantic too. I mean, that looks really, really romantic, but I mean, something's coming together. It says your feelings are real and worth exploring. And I'm hearing like somebody's just like really like praying, because that's what they want. It's like they've been trying to like get pregnant a lot, and that's like what you're doing here. It's like you're calling that into your womb, and it's like I'm kind of seeing like an etheric pregnancy happen here. I'm saying you might actually know a healer that's like really talented with some stuff like this to help you like do that, and that, you know, maybe you know, this might actually have been you like showing up blocked. And I'm also hearing too that there's been like an issue with like some impotence with, you know, somebody, and that actually that this might be a really great couple of weeks where, you know, things might turn around. Oh, I know that did show up reversed, but just jumping forward here, Archangel Michael jumped out with this favorable outcome, and I'm like seeing them like calling chi into like somebody's like middle region, and it's like they're focusing on energy healing on the gonads. So I'm hearing some of y'all need like Reiki, and you know, if you need a good Reiki practitioner, hi, master level right here. So feel free to hit me up on my blog, artoflove.me. There are other people that do it too. Maybe you have somebody local, but it's the kind of thing you can transmit at a distance. And so what I'm hearing too for some of y'all, I'm just going to show you how I'm looking at it, because you can't see my spirit board here, but these two cards are just like this. And so I'm seeing like that person like sending healing intent, and it's like shooting through the clouds, and it's like I'm hearing wah 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 wah, like transmitting like loving healing energy over this fertility goddess, aka the Empress. And it's like she knows it, you know, and so like, wow, deep. They're saying it might work. So keep your faith if that's you and you want a baby. It looks like you can call something forward, and if that's not what it is, it's like whatever you're calling forward, it's like coming to you. There's like a hand coming from the sky, and you know, I can't be too upset about this one being upside down. Sometimes, you know. Alright, so this is your physical material realm. Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. Ace of Wands. Looks like a gift from God, right? It's like a hand with like this passion and like fiery awesomeness like shooting through the sky. If it was just sitting like that, upright, just the way your cards landed, it would actually look like maybe the Empress was like pushing something away, or like, you know, like directing that flow. But the way it showed up, if we just want to look like very literal at like the relationship between these two different cards, it's like something's coming for her to give her what it is that she's calling in, right? And I say she, I'm interpreting how I would like address that person if I saw her at the grocery store, right? She would be a ma'am to me unless she told me otherwise. So that's just like, it's speaking to the archetype of like that type of energy. But she, he, they, this can be anybody. This can be a man, you know. Men can do this, and a lot of men actually do have this kind of goddess energy. I sure as hell do. And I love it. I think it's great. So it's a very healing energy, and they're just saying too, you might just have like people like in your orbit this time that are very healing, that are around you, and to like take advantage of that. So I'm going to read to you what the Carolyn Mace's archetype deck book says about that healer energy, Sagittarius. Alright, Sag. Healer, we've got some keywords and a couple of bullet points and a tip to keep in mind. Healer, wounded healer, caregiver, nurse, therapist. First bullet point says, manifests as a passion to serve others by repairing body, mind, and spirit. The second one says, inherent strength and ability to assist people in transforming their pain into a healing process and to channel the energy needed to generate physical and emotional changes. And then the tip to keep in mind is look beyond the obvious definitions of what you do professionally to a continual pattern of trying to heal others. And I'm hearing that a lot of y'all, that's what you did. That this was actually you calling that healing towards yourself. If this is actually you as the fertility here, and that you're just being very like, you're cognizant of what's happening. You're like aware of your own like use of the law of attraction. And they're saying a lot of it has to do with just how you've allowed yourself to heal your heart, because like I'm just being highlighted to this point within this individual's chest. She, he, they. That gorgeous person right there. That green thing right there. That's their heart energy. It's like they were healing their heart. The same color that's all around this healer card that showed up as your archetype. So it's good shit. There's also a possibility that maybe, you know, I mean, this doesn't all have to be happy. I mean, this could also be something that didn't happen, or like putting an end to something, or something being a little blocked. And it could have something to do with fire tribe individual, you know, somebody that might have sun, moon, rising, fire element somewhere in their constitution. Because it is showing up in your physical material realm like that. And, you know, so that could be you or someone else. And it could just be the way something happened. You know, this can also just be very, like, spontaneous to me. Like, this here happens fast, and it's, like, sudden burst. But sometimes, like this, it's, like, holy shit, surprise. It's, like, I mean, something that was totally unexpected. And that's why sometimes for me, like, I call it boner. It's just like, whoop, where'd you come from? I didn't, you know, kind of thing. And so, look, if you don't want to get pregnant, you know, keep in mind that a very pregnant, able individual showed up. So that's also your mental sector card. Fertility. That's a major arcana. So this is like awesome time for something to be launched. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, especially if you're like getting involved in healing arts or considering it, you know, and maybe you were just like waiting to pull the trigger on it. Maybe you were like kind of waiting after the retrograde and you've like been thinking about like what you want to do, and it's been kind of stirring you up, and you're kind of being pulled in a direction that feels like, even if it's not a healing art, that somehow it's like it's cathartic to you. It's something you really enjoy. It puts you in a good happy space where you feel like you're in your element and like things are aligned within you. Well, guess what? They're saying now is a good time to do it. And so Mercury's direct again too. That happened just the other day. We're still in shadow period. You know, look it up if that makes sense to you. But I'm just hearing it's a good time. And I'm hearing some of y'all too were like waiting to start a relationship that's like, you know, you found like a relationship not only to yourself, but like maybe that this is like potential. It's like something like possibly. Oh, I'm hearing that possibly, maybe, probably love song again coming in. Bjork, possibly, maybe. Listen to it. It might make sense to you. But this is like a potential relationship start here. And it's like, I'm hearing somebody really wants it. And, you know, for some of y'all, you were just like wondering if it's like returned or if it was just like in your head. And so I'm like hearing that like this lady that's like, or gentleman or other, that's like ready to give and like receive and share and bond and couple and like get this party started, has been wondering if like somebody is feeling it, and that's looking very reciprocal for me. And so I'm hearing that if you were just like waiting to kind of like make a move, it's okay. And I'm hearing you're gonna know if not, because you kind of get a good feeling, is what I'm being told. It's like, I mean, you can know if something's not right, because when you think about it, just like stop and you think about making that move and like where it hits you. Okay, that's going to tell you right there. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know exactly where it's hitting you. And your feelings are real and worth exploring. I'm hearing it's reciprocal. And that, you know, all you have to do is like not be afraid to extend yourself a little bit there. And I'm hearing that somebody actually wants to reach out and like receive that gift that you're like sending toward them. And that, you know, some of y'all are just like sending love to somebody from a distance. And I'm hearing that person might be like away where you can't like reach them. But it's like they're feeling it. They feel you all around them. And you're like healing their heart, even if they haven't been able to say it yet. So if that's you, I think you know it. But let's see here. I'm gonna pop open John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book to talk to you a little bit about that Major Arcana 3 Fertility, aka the Empress, who is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And if somebody was like wife shopping, you know, I mean, you can't do better than the Empress. You know, it just doesn't exist. She is the archetype all queens bow to her. So, here's what the book says. 3, fertility. Through this card, the manifestation of growth is on the horizon. You're the creator, and the seeds that have been planted in the past, whether they were happiness, comfort, abundance, prosperity, family, children, ideas, or even thoughts, are now ready to give birth into your world. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. Whew, excuse me, I just belched into the mic. Sorry. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. Nurture them as they become strong and healthy. Open yourself to the life force of the universe. This card also represents femininity and Mother Earth, who is calling to you. The arms of her beauty are reaching out. She wants to embrace you on her seashores, mountains, forests, and gardens. Go to her and meet her halfway. Acknowledge that the same energy that makes up the heavens, earth, plants, animals, and mineral kingdom is also part of you. Start nurturing yourself and infuse your soul with love and compassion. Soon others will see and feel your devotion. As you interact with others around you now, or even if you're in the midst of solving a problem, use gentle care and kindness as you handle such situations. This isn't a time for you to be inconsiderate, possessive, domineering, forcible, or pushy. Act from the loving space of your heart center. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices in order to care for and to help others, as well as yourself. Traditional tarot archetype, the Empress. So, yeah, they were like pointing out to some of like what some people would consider maybe more like ill-dignified aspects of the Empress, because actually in this deck, there's really no definitions for reversals, because they actually are read on a complete spectrum of how the energy interacts. And so, this can play out different for everybody, but, it is a point to keep in mind too that, maybe you do have somebody that is domineering, that's like trying to come for something, and, this could be very well somebody putting the kibosh on it and saying, nope, thanks, and just like making a decision to move on to something that was, better and more healing for them. So, all these things could happen. It really just depends on, which Sag you are and, what's going on in the other aspects of your life and so forth. But I'm just really getting a great hit on it for a lot of y'all that, whatever it is, even if it's not like a romantic thing going on, because not everybody's looking for love or feeling the love like that, but that there is something to do with your feelings and an attraction. It doesn't have to be a romantic attraction, but something that you're calling forward. And I'm just seeing that it's like literally like you're being supported from the heavens here. It's like somebody's sending you energy of some kind. I'm hearing for some of y'all it's money, but whatever it is, it's like coming through right to you, and you've called it in. And I'm hearing that for a lot of y'all too, that it's like you're going to know if it's something that's like touching you in the right place in your heart space. And so really feel into it and just make sure nobody's like coming to like try to control you. And I'm hearing that might be like the only risk that some of you all have, but that you're going to get a feeling right away as to whether or not it's something you can trust or not. So really, check into your own guidance on that, because you are going to know best for yourself. Just make sure that you're actually listening to your own guidance and voices, because if something good is coming for you, why not receive it? If it's something that you've called in and it's making you happy, don't be afraid to receive. Okay? So let's see what the Romance Angels book says on that romantic feelings card. It's probably going to be gooey, so, and I know some of y'all really are feeling it. So, if you've been falling in love or, rekindling something with your loved one, or maybe just like realizing that there's so much more love that you have in you, that it's healed parts of you that maybe somebody told you was like damaged. Guess what? That is amazing, and you deserve your favorable outcome, and God bless you. Let's see what the book says here. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. The stirrings within your heart represent the song of romance calling to you. This card comes to you as guidance to follow the pathway of those feelings. Perhaps you've met someone who made your heart leap, and you wondered whether to pursue him, her, or them. Well, this card says that the answer is yes. Take action by flirting, asking the person out on a date, or making your feelings known. If you've recently been longing for more romance in your life, this card is a signal to take charge of making that happen. You can romance yourself by, for example, treating yourself to a luxurious massage or pedicure, buying yourself presents, or watching a romantic movie. You can also actively pursue and attract romance. First, affirm that it is already inside of you. A partner definitely brings these feelings to the surface. However, they were within you as a potential initially. The more you affirm, I'm romantically loved, the more you attract this condition within yourself and through a relationship. In some cases, you'll receive this card as a signal that you are ready for a new relationship. It then guides you to take action, such as being aware of people you meet who may be potential partners, as well as frequenting places where such potential partners may be. These would be locations or events associated with your hobbies and interests. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's just like getting into like your creative self, because like if you are just trying to call in somebody, you know, maybe some of y'all are just like finally coming off a dry spell is what I'm hearing, where it's like you've got feelings, and it's like, you know what, I'm hearing some of you, well, it's, I don't know how to quantify how many, and I'm not gonna say it, but that some of y'all felt like, you know, the summer went by really fast, and it's like you didn't really get a grip on what you wanted, and it's like you really wanted something, and I'm being told that it's like, don't give up hope, you know, it's like it's in your orbit. They're just like showing it in your orbit. They just like, all this energy is just coming towards this person, coming towards this woman. And so, you know, if you've got your feelings and everything, keep doing what you're doing. And like that stuff that you love doing, you know, keep grabbing for that yourself, because what you're seeking is seeking you. And that energy is like pointing right at that fertility goddess, and they're saying you are a goddess. Keep it in your mind. Know that you're beautiful. Know your worth, because your feelings for yourself are what you're actually calling a mirror in of. And so like this person, both of those people had to feel really good about themselves to call in something that feels good like that, right? And so just remember, all that stuff starts with you, okay? So I think that's what they're showing us with this image here, Sag, and they're just saying it's going to work out. So God bless you. I'm going to leave you with that tip from Archangel Michael on a favorable outcome being forthcoming for you. I believe in it. Here's your prayer. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. Amen. Alright, Saggy, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And if you'd like a personal private reading, hit me up, artoflove.me. I'd be happy to do that for you. And if you want a prayer, hit me up there as well. Just drop it on the welcome mat. It comes to me. And if I don't hear from you, enjoy the start of your October. I'll see you in a couple weeks when I'm back for the mid-monthly. So take care. God bless. Get a lot of little sage. Clear it up over here. And then we're going to swing on over to Aries. What's up, Aries? How you doing? I just heard the word passion. I'm gonna flip over your cards. Yeah, they're saying it was a passionate motivation. That's what it is. So, several things jumping up here all at once. I'm just gonna jump to your physical material realm. I'm hearing this is a lot of y'all feeling frustrated, waiting for something that just like took forever, and I'm hearing some of y'all are just like in the process of like giving up on it just because of the emotional attachment to this thing and feeling like completely, utterly deceived. Aries. Deception showing up. Personal / romance sector. Mental sector. Emotional loss, aka 5 of Cups. Saying it has something to do with somebody's dad. Wow. I'm hearing he was a fucking liar too. Some of y'all. And they want me to stop here. Hearing a lot of y'all need to know that it's time to forgive yourself, because you have done nothing wrong. I'm gonna just stop here and pray. That's probably why they had me lighting all that sage. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab the healing incense. I'm gonna light that real quick, and then we're gonna do this prayer, and then we'll break this down a little more. Wow, Aries, I'm really feeling you right now. I was just hearing burn, motherfucker, burn. And so, like, I grabbed my white candle and lit the Tower healing incense with that, and we're just gonna pray right now, okay? Because you deserve forgiveness. They're saying some of y'all couldn't have done anything because you were like a baby. Okay. Dear Archangel Michael, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Amen. Yeah. Now's a really important time to reach out for help if you need it, Aries. And, you know, they're saying that, some of you are going to know whether, it was somebody that you just, it's like good riddance, for others, I'm hearing that, this was actually just like really horrible emotional loss, and somebody did lose their dad and like loved him a lot, and that there was something about like how it happened though is what I'm hearing, and it was like really fucked up, and that everybody's been trying to like pin it on the wrong person, I heard, but they're saying You know, that you really didn't have anything to do with that. And I'm hearing for somebody else, this has to do with a really fucked up kind of abuse. And that, you know, I'm hearing that that's what that, you know, burn was all about. It's like somebody, like, wanting him to burn in hell. I'm going to read to you what the archetype card says. And I'm sorry, this is, like, really heavy already. And, you know, not for everybody. It's not going to be, you know, so heavy for everybody. It's just, you know, I'm hearing the messages, and, you know, sometimes they're just raw as hell. And I'm going to put them out here. So if it's for you, I'm really sorry you've been going through that. And if it's not for you, don't get pissed off, you know. I mean, it's like somebody's going through some shit. And we can all just extend some compassion, especially if, you know, there were some losses. And even if there wasn't, you know, maybe somebody had a really controlling, fucked up parent. And I'm sorry if that was you. I'm just going to read you what the card says, because, you know, Father can play out light and shadow, just like everything else in life. Here's what it says, Aries. It says light attributes, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Shadow attributes, dictatorial control, abuse of authority. And they want me to, like, just jump into the book for you right now. So this is what the book looks like. And we're going to see what Father says here. They've given us a couple of keywords, 3 bullet points in a tip. Father, patriarch, progenitor. First bullet point, talent both for creating and for overseeing others, whether a family or a work group. The second one says characterized by courage and protectiveness. The third one says shadow father emerges when guidance and protection turn into a dictatorial control or abusive authority. And then the tip says, ask if you have a lifelong attachment to the role of family patriarch, however you conceive of that family. Wow, and I'm actually hearing that this might have had something to do with the Sagittarius too, because, like, somebody got knocked up over there. I'm hearing somebody, like, there might have been an infidelity, and somebody, like, fathered a child, and it just, like, came out. And, you know, somebody's feeling really deceived and hurt. And I'm hearing that it might be, like, somebody might have had, like, an early term pregnancy, and that might have been the only reason why you found out. It was, like, 7 months. Or maybe they're, like, 7 months in, you know, and then it's, like, now you're finding out, and you're like, holy shit. And it's like somebody, you know, kicked your guts out, you know? Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, too, you might have been trying to actually get pregnant. And then he skipped out. So, physical material realm, using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, we've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Upright, I really like this card. You know, it's like sometimes, like, you know, pointing to just somebody that's worked really, diligently on whatever it is that, you know, that they were kind of, you know, tending to. So sometimes this could be, you know, just work, or, like, working towards a certain level of advancement, or even just love, because the one that comes after this is the 8, and it's like, you know, the man that's become a craftsman. It's like, you know, the thing that he's been working on is really starting to pay off, and he just freaking loves it, and he's totally into it. And, like, here, it's like knowing that that's on the horizon, and, like, really having tended to it, and it's like almost ready to kind of reach out and, like, pull from the vine. And here, it's like almost like a non-starter, or feeling like kind of like giving up, or like maybe the return hasn't been there, the ROI, the return on investment. And I'm actually hearing too for some people that that's actually when it happened, that it was like something that happened in July, or like May to July. It's like the time frame I'm getting on that, and that, you know, maybe that's what the 7's about. I'm hearing for some that it just wasn't time, and that, like, the hard thing is, like, realizing, well, for some people, that it was just like, you know, it was just like a sham. It was just like an outright deception. And for some people, it has to do with really how they were taught by whatever that archetype, father, represented in their life. That it's like the man figure, you know, wasn't really like taking care of things, is what I'm hearing. And it's like, you know, it just taught or programmed like that archetype to be what you were calling in. And so it was like, you know, getting so far into these relationships only to feel or find out that they weren't paying off, and like feeling like that emotional loss. Because like, what's on the mind? Aries 5, emotional loss, aka 5 of Cups. And so this is somebody that's like kind of heartbroken, you know, they're feeling like sad and empty. And if you're looking in like this deck here, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, a little more traditional style deck, the depiction on that deck of this card is a person who's like cloaked in sadness, and they're just like grieving, and they're like looking down at what has passed and what has expired, what is no longer there. And it's like, you know, they're just focusing more on what's already gone, and it's like there's something behind them that they haven't dealt with yet. And sometimes it's like they're just not ready to deal with it yet. Other times it's just that they're just focused on the wrong thing. And I'm hearing that if they're just focused on the wrong thing, it's because they're guilting themselves. And so you're going to know if that's you. And if you've got some good shit in your life that you're just having a hard time focusing on because you've lost so much that you just feel like hurt. And I'm hearing for somebody just like abandoned, and like not knowing really how to accept, in some cases, what it feels like to actually have this upright, and knowing that what you've been putting yourself into is actually paying off, and that you're going to be able to, like, you know, safely reach for that's like right there at his feet, see, or her feet, their feet, that person, you know, because I think that one might be ready, and that maybe there might have been something that was like ready for you to like reach out and grab. And it's like almost like this person is like standing there thinking about like, why can't I like go for what's been there with me? It's like, you know, almost like they're thinking about that light behind them there, you know, or those like 2 remaining cups that might still be standing up, and just feeling like for some reason they're just like unable to like bring themselves to accept that. And I'm hearing a lot of it might have had to do with like how that played out in your life and your early development, and just feeling like you could never trust it, and like you couldn't trust it when somebody was like coming at you with like interest, or like something that felt good, or something that might have been enriching, that was like starting to manifest for you. And it's like, I'm hearing for some of y'all, this like the eclipse fucked you up, and it just fucked your head up, because like this is what's on your mind. And so it's like right now you're kind of like skating off of like whatever that was, and just thinking about that and feeling like that grief. And so I'm just hearing some of y'all need a good hug, you know, from somebody that like knows how to hug you in a way that feels safe, if you're open to hugs. And for some of y'all, I'm hearing that might be a really good thing, because it might help you like learn to trust like what feels right, you know, because for some of you it was outright abuse that you suffered, and it's just made it hard for you to trust. So I'm really sorry if that's you. And that can't be for everybody, you know. For some people, I'm hearing for somebody, they actually lost their dad, or like a paternal type figure that they love a lot, and that it's just been really painful, and that there might be some kind of like bullshit that they're dealing with in their family that has to deal with like the family assets and some stuff that was really coming together for the family, and it just being like, you know, this is where you are. It's like you're here, and it's like everybody else is like being fucking stupid about it and just like making it about them and what they can take, and like trying to just get an upper hand, you know, is what I'm hearing on it. And I'm hearing, you know, some of y'all just want to like get away from it because it's like you just want nothing to do with it, and it's like you're just feeling badly about the situation. So, you know, I am really sorry, and my condolences are with you. Let's see what the book says on the emotional loss card, aka Five of Cups. This is what's showing up on your mind. Alright, Aries. 5, emotional loss. The number 5 emotions card comes forth at a time when you may be experiencing or grieving a loss of someone or something you are emotionally attached to. Honor your feelings. Only by feeling and loving yourself, by letting go of the past, can you continue your journey. The suffering associated with this loss delivers profound wisdom and knowledge for your soul. Your unique gifts, talents, and abilities, as well as your joy and sorrow, will not only make up who you really are, but better yet, who you will become. The painful experiences of your life are equally as valuable as the joyous ones. Focus all your positive energy on the good in your life and what you're grateful for. Use your healing energy in this way and try not to focus on what you've lost, for new beginnings and happiness are just around the corner. And I'm just feeling like I'm hearing that somebody actually lost their son, and that it's like really what this is just healing through it, and that's what this is here. And actually that, you know, something about the husband or the father just coming into play this month right now, and having to face something that maybe whatever it was that came up, because I'm kind of feeling like it like already did. I don't feel like this is a foreshadow. I feel like this is something, like in this one situation at least, that it already came up. They keep showing me 7, so I don't know. Maybe it had to do with like July, but you know, they're saying something came up and it had to do with the dad, and you know, there was the focus on that, and that like, you know, you've been grieving, and that really, you know, the only thing that's been keeping you, you know, kind of standing upright is just like, it's like your kids, you know. And so yeah, they're just really saying right now is a very, very key time to focus on anything that's grounding for you. I'm picking up on like where the green is on this, and they're saying like, you know, I mean, like this is green, that's heart chakra, that's heart healing. You know, all this stuff, the prosperity stuff, where all the coins are, it's like all in green, you know, and this is the stuff that's upside down here. And so I'm seeing like all this green like coming towards the direction of this person here, and it's also the green that's like under these people here. It's like what's supporting them. And so just feeling like right now it's just like really about heart healing. And so especially if you're feeling like something hurt, and you know, and you came to terms with someone wearing a false mask in your life, even if it wasn't a romantic partner or relationship, you know, they're saying there was a loss involved here, Aries. So, you know, do what you need to do to forgive yourself for your participation in that, especially if you couldn't have done anything differently. And make sure too, you know, if you just like found out somebody's like been cheating on you, or just like whatever with that, you know, maybe it wasn't worth the investment. And you know, maybe this was actually you just like turning your back on it, saying, wow, you know, I put 7 years or 7 months or whatever into it, and just being like giving up on that. And that could be the case too. Or it's possible, you know, it could be somebody with strong earth tribal elements, so it's going to be like your Taurian person. I'm hearing Taurian a lot. Like a Taurian involved here. Capricorn, Virgo. Attached to the emotional loss is what I'm hearing. So let's see what the Romance Angels Oracle deck says about the Deception card. Ooh, I heard something else here too. I'm hearing that somebody actually said that he's the father, and he's not. And you know it. But they had you feeling like this. And I don't know, for somebody, like, I'm hearing that they're going to find out that he's actually not the father. And that this is, like, everybody, like, waiting in suspense. And it's like, I was just seeing somebody, like, standing there, like, waiting with, like, some kind of, like, paternity results or something. And they were just waiting to see, like, is this our kid or not, you know? Interesting. Alright, here's what the book says. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. This card is a loving nudge for you to beware of deception within a relationship. This could involve something mild, such as a run-of-the-mill politeness, where your partner is afraid of offending you by sharing true feelings. Perhaps you're the one wearing the mask because you aren't disclosing something to your partner. Deep down, you know what this card pertains to. The Romance Angels are trying to protect your heart. Please say this invocation either silently or aloud. Romance Angels, I ask that you give me very clear guidance that I can easily notice and understand to reveal the truth about this situation to my conscious awareness. Then notice and trust the signs that follow. This card is also a reminder to you about the importance of being genuine with your partner. Although discussing your true feelings may be uncomfortable, it will improve your relationship on many levels. And so, for some of y'all, I'm just hearing too that it's like, you know, somebody has just been wanting to apologize for something that they feel bad about or something that they did. It's been on their mind, and, you know, they just haven't really known how to approach it, and it's been making them feel nervous and anxious, and like they might have like missed an opportunity for something beautiful to bloom is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing for some of them it's because they were lying to themselves, and they just didn't know how to be honest about things because they never really learned how to trust certain feelings. And some of it was just like, you know, maybe they just didn't have like parental figures, and we don't just have to blame dad here or mom. And I don't like doing the gender thing like that because I think it's kind of fucked up. And I think that people can actually embody these archetypes regardless of like how others interpret their gender or how they, you know, interpret it themselves. And so, you know, it's really just about like the archetype, what it signifies, and how that energy flows on the spectrum. And I'm being told that for those of you that, you know, maybe didn't grow up with that sort of like protective sort of, you know, guidance, aren't feeling safe and like kind of awesome, like somebody had your back. You were like double supported there, you know, by the earth and by this, you know, protective male figure showing up in this picture, looking up at the stars, you know, having a great time together. You know, some people didn't have that, and so it's like they didn't know how to trust it if they were feeling that coming at them from another person. And so it's like just like coming to terms with being in a place now where it's like, wow, I've been lying to myself, and it's just like I didn't really know how to process these feelings, and really feeling like they might have wasted like 7 years of their life is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing 7 goddamn years. So don't take it too hard if that's you, Aries. You know, I mean, like, we do the best we can with what we have. You know, we're all learning. It's a good time to be a beginner. And, you know, if you didn't have that father figure and that's something that you want, regardless of your own gender, you can kind of offer yourself that. Find the things that are going to support you. You know, they say that this is a good time for you to establish your talents for creating and supporting life. So I think you can do that for yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and seal this one up on your advice from Archangel Michael to forgive yourself, because they say you've done nothing wrong. All right, Aries? I'm going to leave you with that. Here's your prayer. Dear Archangel Michael, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Amen. Alright, Aries, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. I hope it made sense. If it did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you think it might help somebody, send it to them. And, if you or someone you know needs a prayer, hit me up. VitalLove.me. Just drop it on the welcome mat. I'm also available for personal and private readings. And, if you're somebody that just needs some help because you're, grieving and going through some stuff, too, please reach out for help. There's help everywhere. And, you don't have to go through that alone. And there are people that are safe for you to have feelings around and to have even contact, like a hug and stuff, that doesn't have to be, I'm hearing rapey and creepy, and so I'm really sorry if you had to deal with that, and I'm praying for you. And, I'm going to go ahead and just clear everything off here and just say, God bless you, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks when I'm back for your mid-month, and then I'm going to be back, and we are going to wrap this all up with Leo. What's going on, Leo? How you doing? Happy October. Gonna flip your cards. Alright. I like to see it. I'm just remembering some of what happened, I think, in the last reading. Some of y'all are going through some major shit. I was hearing that somebody was having some trouble at work and some bullshit, and somebody trying to get away with something, and that you did the right thing by keeping your sense of humor and not overreacting. I'm hearing somebody was really classy and dignified with how they handled the situation, and recognition and reward is coming for you. You are the star and the freaking alchemist, and that shit was karmic. So let's take it a little slow here. Overall archetypal energy for the first half of the month here, Leo, alchemist. They're saying that's you. Light attributes, straight off the card. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. I'm hearing that's what actually happened. I'm hearing somebody might have gotten freaking busted for some bullshit they did to you too. They're saying you have known each other before and you might have known it too. They're saying you might have seen that shit coming and that you were just being trusting, and that one way or the other, I'm hearing some of y'all, if you weren't aware of it, that's going to happen, and you might get a good freaking laugh about it. So, wow, they said sweet revenge. Because you didn't like try to exact yourself. I'm just hearing you did a good job, so way to go, you. Keep being loving. Let's see here. I'm going to bust open the book on the Alchemist. Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. I like these light and shadow attributes, they kind of give you an idea of what the baseline of your month is going to be like. Or at least the first couple of weeks. I'm going to come back in a couple weeks for a tune-up here on the second half of the month. But here's what it says. We've actually got several keywords. And they've given us, 5 bullet points and a tip on the Alchemist. Alchemist, wizard, magician, scientist, inventor. Also see visionary, which is another archetype in this book. First bullet point says, in its highest manifestation, seeks complete spiritual transformation. Second one says, all these archetypes share the trait of converting matter into some form of altered and enhanced expression. The third one says, wizard and magician produce results outside the ordinary rules of life, using supernatural powers and entertainment respectively. The fourth one says, shadow alchemist appears in the misuse of power and knowledge through seduction and trickery. And the last one says, shadow wizard manifests either as use of ingenuity for criminal or unethical purposes or feelings of superiority. And they leave us with this tip. It must be associated with your physical life in some significant way, showing invention on a regular basis. So that's what they're saying. They're saying you like freaking kick ass and you've been like the star. And that people were trying to chip away at you. And it's like you kind of like had your head down for a little bit because you were actually being pretty, I think, some of y'all, you're going to know if this is you or not. You know, I'm hearing somebody was bragging and like trying to steal your shit and like kind of like plagiarize from you. And that it's like, you're going to be okay. And it's because you have your dignity and you stayed there. You stayed in your loving sense of groundedness, you know, and you were in touch with your sense of humor. So way to go, Leo, if that's you, because, I mean, this showed up upright, you know. I mean, they're saying somebody really did get stolen from, is what I'm hearing, and that, you know, you very well could have shown up like this, you know, like the person that was, like, maybe just, like, not feeling it, or feeling like, you know, like, your fame was taken away from you. But I'm hearing it actually might have set you up for something even better, because it actually showed who you are, even when you're not getting what is, like, what you deserve, and that, you know, it might have been karmic as hell. They're also saying there might be something to do with an Aquarius. And so, like, you might have an Aquarius in your life. And I'm hearing in some cases it might be the Aquarius that is, you know, the alchemist. Or maybe you have some strong Aquarius in your chart. But this is definitely an Aquarius card here. So this could be an Aquarian-natured person in the vicinity, lighten up your world, perhaps. You know, I'm hearing she's seeing stars. Whoever it is, though, is like pouring out their heart. You know, it feels really good. And she, he, they are naked in their truth. And that's the beautiful thing. And if that's you and you're just being like bold in your expression, rock on. That is awesome. Because they say you're lighting up the sky. And it's like, there's more light right there. You know, it's like, look at both of these. See, there's like a star here, lighting up the sky, and here, there's like this big light. But it's not like overpowering. It's like centered. It's like healthy. It's healthy self-expression. And so they're saying you worked your ass off to do it. So, you know, bravo to you. And way to go for being, like, you know, good. And I'm just hearing, you know, if it's a small minority of people who were actually misusing their position, that it's like they're going to be exposed because there's just like too much light around this. And so it's just like, if it hasn't been exposed yet, I'm just being told, try to embrace the funny. do what you can to stay balanced and grounded right now, because I hear that shit's gonna come out in the open. And people are just gonna know. And somebody better tell themselves, because, you know, if they took something from you, you're still showing up right here, and you're still the star. So whatever you need to do is just stay focused and healing and like keeping on doing your thing, because I'm just seeing somebody's just like pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring of themselves into this thing. And in some cases it was like going out a drain is what I'm hearing. And it was like mysterious for a while. But I'm hearing that even though it feels like some shit was lost, that, man, some of the reversals and stuff that are happening because it was karmic are going to come back to you in like a really freaking good way that you didn't even realize. And that's because it was some freaking magic. And so you didn't even realize how deep your magic is what I'm hearing. So way to go, you. All right. Let's see what the recognition and reward card says in the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book, because this is actually what's on your mental sector. Recognition and reward. That card, if you were looking in like your more traditional deck, like your Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, that's actually going to be your Three of Pentacles. So, you know, it could also just be like, you know, somebody that's on your mind. And if that's the case, it might be somebody that's got like, you know, earthy tribal element to them. And that's going to be somebody that's typically, you know, your Capricorn, your Virgo, your Taurus, and that might actually be who the past life relationship was with, you know, and they're saying it might have been like a situation that had you feeling pretty modest for whatever reason. I just heard that. Here's what the book says on it. Recognition and reward. Alright, Leo. A reward for a job well done is what this card represents. It's a time of recognition for a completed project, hard work, skill, expertise, and craftsmanship. These abilities are now being honored. But don't forget to also pay homage to yourself. Pat yourself on the back because you deserve it. This card also comes forward to represent a family or a group of people coming together, all of whom are aiming and striving toward a common goal. Accept the help that's being offered. More possibilities are in the works, so be sure to lay a solid foundation from your past achievements. And this will help you be ready for the next opportunity. In addition, this card is a reminder to take care of your physical body. After all, it's what carries your soul around in this material world. And I'm just being told, too, that, like, wow, that this is actually, like, a really powerful coming together. And they're showing me, like, it's kind of like making a vortex of energy, and I'm seeing different people like coming together and pooling their talents. They're showing me a really powerful network here. I'm hearing it's something about your light work, and that you didn't even realize that you were like calling it all together. And that's kind of like what all these stars are that are like coming toward the big star in the center. I'm hearing that that might be you, or that might be somebody that you know, and this might be like how it's coming together, or like what you're coming together with. But something's being alchemized, and it's like it's literally coming together as this person is pouring their truth and their wisdom. It's like a well, and it's like it's so deep, and it's this huge vortex of energy, and it's like it's a collaborative venture is what I'm hearing. And that, you know, somebody's been working really hard on this, and they've been very modest about what they've been pouring themselves into. Their head's been down, and they've just been working and like trying to do this, and I hear very prayerful in some cases about it, and that's why they're the guardian. And that basically things are coming together, and I'm just hearing that you earned it. So if it hasn't started to come together yet, or you don't see it yet, they're saying just like, you know that it might have just been delayed a little bit. A lot of things were slow with Mercury retrograde, but, you know, I'm hearing it's like, it's imminent. And for some of y'all, it's just like, you have tapped into a relationship that has you just feeling the magic, and it's like, finally, like, oh my god, it's like what I've been calling in, and just like feeling like the light is finally starting to come. You know, it's like you've been working so hard, And, you know, this might have just been you pouring into something, and it's like finally the light coming up. And I'm hearing too that it might be like a really good past life relationship. You know, this might be your twin flame, your soulmate, you know, somebody that you've loved before, and somebody that you really want to be with. You know, these don't always have to be karmic bad. Sometimes it's some bullshit karma, you know, I'll tell you. And it's like something that you don't want to deal with, and it might just be something that you just want to get rid of, and maybe this is why you're laughing. You're like, haha, nice try. I don't think so. I've got other stuff to focus on in my life right now, like, you know, what's happening with my career. It's about to bring me some money. You know, people are giving me recognition and reward. You know, I just blew up. Like, all my shit's like, my name is up in lights is what I'm hearing. And, you know, that's me. And you're trying to come at me with that? I hear somebody laughing. So, I mean, you're going to know which one it is for you, but, you know, for some of y'all, it's really, I mean, it is a past life relationship, and it's somebody that you've been dreaming of. And I'm hearing some of y'all have been having some crazy, awesome dreams, and it's like, you can feel, it's like tactile. You can just like feel that person's presence with you, because it is magic. You're doing magic together. You called it together. So, I read to you what the book says. Romance Angels, past life relationship, Dorian Virtue. Alright, Leo, past life relationship. It says, you have known each other before. The Romance Angels sent you this card to explain the relationship you've inquired about. You have some unfinished business in conjunction with a soulmate from a past lifetime. This may involve forgiving someone, a joint project, or learning personal lessons such as patience. Soulmates recognize each other instantly, and this feeling is often registered as a sense of romantic or sexual chemistry. The magnetism that draws two people together can surpass logic. Because it's the purpose of the relationship that is healing and learning. Whether or not your soulmate becomes your life partner, you'll experience personal and spiritual lessons and growth as a result. Past life regressions can also help you uncover the answers you seek. So some of y'all are just like finding out too that like whatever it was that you were dealing with before, because I mean some of this is a continuation of recent stories. It's like you were doing something and you just found out you were being screwed over by somebody. And it was somebody that was really close to you. Maybe too close. They were intimately involved with you in some kind of way, even if it wasn't an intimate partnership, like, you know, you were in love with each other or having sex or something. You know, it could have just been business partnership where, you know, you've known each other before, there was some karma and there was some bullshit, and, you know, things kind of came unwound. But, you know, they're definitely saying it was, you know, old soul contracts. So I'm just hearing too that, like, if you haven't already dealt with untangling from some of that, that now might be a really good time to sort of free yourself from anything that might be remaining that's like attaching you to that person. I just keep seeing, you know, people pouring stuff out. See, like, this person's pouring things and this person's pouring things, right? And then it's like here their hands are even down, like almost like they were like shaking out like whatever was in my hands and just like being done with it. And I think that, you know, that might just be a clue that if you're kind of going through this, especially if any of this is registering for you, if like having been dealing with something that didn't go the way you wanted it to, then now is a good time to just kind of like cut that shit off and like cut your losses. I'm hearing cut bait. I'm hearing you gotta cut bait on something, and that it might be hard too, because it might have been something that you really like. I'm hearing for some of y'all grew up thinking you really wanted, and they keep showing me like 17, like this is 17, the number 17 here, right? Or could go down to an 8, but they're showing me 17, and I don't know if it was like 17 years or 8 years or since you were 17 or I mean it can be different for so many of you. I'm hearing from some of y'all it was like since you were tiny though. You were like maybe 3 years old. Maybe that's what it is and you grew up thinking that, you know, something was something you wanted or being told that that's how it was supposed to go and this just being a time for you to be like I don't know if that's what I want. I'm like, I've got my own kind of like magic. I'm like doing things my way, and you know, it's like working for me, and you know, I can do it my way, and just like you know, finding your cheer in that. So you're gonna know if that's for you or like which one applies, but definitely hearing there has been some true karma there for some of y'all. So if you needed confirmation on that, I can take it as that. And again, this is a general reading, so that can apply to, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be anything personal. It can even be career-oriented. It is next to a very career-oriented card. And I know for some of y'all, this had a lot to do with some kind of work endeavor that's been going on for a while. So take heed of that, and just keep in mind, too, if you're still riding through that storm or, you know, if it's still coming together, now's a great time to embrace your sense of humor. Archangel Michael, that's your tip, and I'm going to seal it up on that for you folks, Leo. That's what I got. You know, I don't have a whole lot else jumping out at me right now, so I'm going to leave it on this. We're going to seal it up on the prayer, and here's what it says. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me see the humor in this situation so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I'm willing to view my experience as in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. Amen. That's what I got for you, Leo. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, share it with somebody that it might make sense to. If it sounds like somebody else's story too, I appreciate it. And if you would like somebody to pray for you, feel free to hit me up on my blog, artoflove.me. Also available for personal private readings. Easy to get in my schedule there. And if I don't hear from you, I hope everything goes great for the intro part of your October. And I will just see you again in a couple of weeks when I'm back for your mid-monthly readings. So take care. God bless. Thank you for being here.